Welcome back to Thursday Thoughts, a Bourbon Lens production. Today I'm excited to talk about one of my favorite bottles, Old Fitzgerald 15-year-old Bottled and Bond. But I'm not talking just about that. As the sun winds down on this bottle, it's time to pair it up and see if it reigns supreme. If you go back to an episode that Scott and I did a long time ago, we actually paired this Old Fitz 15 against the Wild Turkey 17-year-old Master's Keep Bottled and Bond. It was a slugfest and maybe one of the top flights of bourbon that we've ever had. But enter in Augusta's 15-year-old bourbon. You've heard a lot about this. We've had, folks like Whiskey Weather pick a variety of these. This comes in with a little bit higher proof point at 112, but I think the flavors of the Old Fitzgerald 15 really punch above its weight. So, in this week's episode, we are going to be talking about 15-year-old bourbon and who wins this dogfight. So sit back and buckle in to the latest episode of Thursday Thoughts. So guys, we're back again. It's time to do a tasting. This is very much in the same vein of 5 Minute Fridays, which we will be dropping tomorrow, and we'll be talking about Discovery 13 and the brand new Ferrand. So let's get into this. We've done our little roulette. I know which is in which glass at the bottom here, but you never know how this is going to work out. So we're going to pick up this glass first. So we continue to use our Starlight glasses here because they have our handy dandy stickers on the bottom. You saw what that is. I did not. So let's dive into this one first. So this one on the nose, traditional deep, rich oak, chocolate, char, a little bit of that cola, sassafras type note, vanilla, and like deep, rich vanilla bean. And it just has that funkiness to it. So on the nose, it's everything that you want out of 15. It's not over oaked. It's not overpowering. It's subtle yet inviting and gives a little bit of barbecue notes. On the palate, it's warming. It's full of confectionery sugars, brown sugar, powdered sugar, chocolate, vanilla. It explodes with flavor. It coats the tongue. It's viscous. It's drying on the back end from all those wood tannins. And it's just everything I want in a bourbon. If I could have 15-year-old bourbon every day, I probably would. I mean, I would like it at various proof points, 90, 100, 115, 130. But this is just absolutely bourbon at its finest in this glass. The mouthfeel on this is great. Back end finish is it's just rich and inviting and warming. And it's got a little bit of coconut on this. And so it leads me to think it's a wheated bourbon, which would mean this would be the Old Fitzgerald 15. But you never know. Let's drink the second glass. This glass is a little bit darker, a little bit more amber in hue. This one is a little bit brighter, apple, cinnamon, clove, a little bit of tea, herbal notes in this one as well. And the palate on this one is a little bit more barky, but that char is nice. The vanilla is nice. The cocoa powder that would come with this is a very nice thing. It doesn't have as much body or characteristic as the first glass, but it sips really well. I do enjoy the overall mouth feel. It's not as tannic from the palate perspective. The finish is a little bit more inviting because it's just kind of hanging there. It doesn't pop. The first glass just kind of exploded. It's like a defensive lineman coming out of the stance and just hitting that left tackle, making a move, getting the quarterback sack. I am ready for football. If you don't think about that conversation right there, and happy to break down football anytime, any place, anywhere. Go Broncos, go Cats, always in those sports. Both very good, but it's kind of like nostalgia to me. One is just that bourbon that I think is one of the best drinks I've ever had, and one is a really good bourbon, but it just doesn't dethrone my favorite. So let's look at the glasses. Glass one, you all first. B. So B was the Old Fitzgerald bottled and bond and actually poured it second. And that makes the C the Augusta. The hard part with both of these, one is that they have extremely high price points, right? I get that. I think I paid $2.49 for the Old Fitzgerald, and this bottle is probably 5, 6 years old. I've carried it and kept it because it just has sentimental value. I remember going to Liquor Barn and grabbing that bottle and waiting in line with my dad, and those things are important to me. And Augusta's really cool. I like what they're doing with their barrel proof single barrel program. Alex Castle was a great guest. Check right here to check out that podcast. And you can check out the Wild Turkey versus Old Fitz 15 podcast right here. So there's a lot going on with both of these pours, but the Old Fitzgerald 15 is near and dear to my heart. Its flavor profile is amazing. Shout out to the team at Heaven Hill, Connor O'Driscoll and the team. They're just making great whiskey. And that's no shade on Augusta. They've purchased some great barrels and excited to taste what Alex and the team have laid down over time. But excited to know what's your favorite 15-year-old bourbon? Because there's a lot out there, whether it's, relabeled Barton or relabeled MGP, there's a lot of older bourbons out there on the market. So what's your favorite aged bourbon or your favorite 15-year-old bourbon? Maybe it's Pappy 15, maybe it's Old Fitz 15. Would love to know. So drop a comment in the bottom. If you're not following us, please like, subscribe. It would greatly help us. We'd really appreciate it. And we'll catch you next week on Thursday Thoughts. That will be live from Bardstown, Kentucky, as we are going to be at Kentucky Bourbon Festival next week. So we'll catch you next week. Cheers.